It's finished Voltron and I can't be late. This idea came up because I was about to text someone to talk to him. He texted me, and I was like, "Let's do this. This is about board games, so it's not going to get an audience, but I don't care." Third Saturday night, third weekend in a row, no board game weekend. Hard to get everyone together. One couple, they're about to get married. I mean, they're like 2 weeks away, so they got plans every weekend. They're booked. Another friend of mine, he does reenactments, and he is booked for the next couple of weeks too. So, and that's it. And then the other people, they don't show up anymore. I asked them twice. I didn't ask them this weekend because they already turned me down twice. So running out of people. My nephew will come over every once in a while, play a few games with me, but that'll be it. So that is getting scary now. It used to be I could always get together a game night. So pull some games down, wanted to play them, don't have anything. Um, how the story goes, if anyone must know, board game people will know this. I made the biggest trade I have ever made, 50 something games. And I'm probably only getting 10 or 11 in return. It just depends. It depends, 10 maybe. And so Bernardo from Tabletop Island is coming on tonight, and he's going to tell me which ones to get, and I'm going to tell him why I'm not going to pick those. He said give him a few minutes, but I should have set this thing a little bit farther ahead, but I didn't. I should have given him the 5 minutes, so he'll be here in the next few minutes. But yeah, so now because I haven't yet picked the games I want, what we're doing the trade through. It's a place called Noble Night Games. I think they're in Madison, Wisconsin. Seem to be a nice place. I've done it with Board Game Company, Board Game Co., but they're not around anymore. I will be still on in 20 minutes, hopefully. But it's board games, Michael. You'll be the only one who cares about it. But so I've done it through Board Game Co. They're not doing it anymore. So now I have to figure out another way to, what am I going to do to get some, kind of churn the games out? Because I need some new games, but I just can't afford it right now. But I can do trades. And I heard about Noble Knight. I checked into them. They seem legit. They seem really nice. Talked to them over the phone. And yeah, board games. That's right, board games. So, and the trade that, good deal, Michael. See you soon. The trade that I am looking at is going to be huge, but the games I'm wanting are a little bit on the expensive side. So here he is, the man of the minute.
Here's a little crazy, but yeah.
When is it not?
Fair. Well,
Fair. So I looked into first off, there are two big super games we talked about. The legendary edition of Dwellings of Everdale. Is that what it's called? You love this game. Is this a top 10 game? Is this a top 5 game? How high is this? Or is it just a good game?
So
really good game.
I had a lot of fun playing it. I haven't played it in a while. I think if I get more games under my belt, I'll like the game a lot more.
Okay, all right.
I have a lot of friends locally that freaking love that game, and they made me really enjoy the game. The decision making is really good. Kind of your management and placement is really smart on how the game works. And if you get the deluxe legendary, you get the little sound boxes when it drops, and that never gets old to me. I still laugh every time I do it.
I forgot to bring up I keep forgetting to bring up a new notepad. But anyway, so yeah, all right. Let's see. The other game you said was Return to Dark Tower. That's the game you texted me about just now. That's why I said let's stream.
Yup. That's exactly what I just said.
I've got to play that game first. I'm not sold on it. I'm willing to play it.
I am telling you, you do not,
So this is a top 10 game for you then.
This is a top,
this is a potential number 1 is what you told me.
It's a potential number. It could be Fireball. So, and and I get your thought process, and I really hope Luke goes back and watches this later, because he said the same thing. He said, I'm not going to do all in because it's so expensive. He
Right.
said he's not sure he's going to like the game, blah, blah, blah. And I kept telling him, I was like, dude, you're going to regret not doing it. When the next Kickstarter came out, he backed everything. The game is excellent. I have not met a single person that doesn't like it. And the people that have any conflicting arguments against the game, almost all of them are comparing it to the original, which I think is ridiculous.
I'm willing to play it, but that is a lot in trade. That's most of my trade to spend. You said it was a good deal, and I believe it is a good deal for everything. It's an all-in package. However, that's something I need to play first. The other one that you showed me, this was on Kickstarter. Unmatched is on Kickstarter, the newest co-op game version of the game. And by the way, all these players can be put in the regular game to have matches against whoever.
Mm-hmm.
And I looked at it. Basically it's a reskin of Epic Duels, ratcheted up. I like the changes they made. Range attacks. I like the rules surrounding that. I like the different types of boards. I like the different special abilities. I deep dove into Unmatched. And in this one, oh yeah, thanks, Marcel. Yeah. My little girl goes, Daddy, who are they? I said, those are Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Do you know where this is from, Marcel? Actually, this image here. Wonder if you're knowing what it's from. Extra bonus points for that. But
I feel like I know, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, it's
a specific game.
Yes, it is a specific game.
I'll let them say what it is.
I'll see if someone can guess that. And I bought it immediately when I saw it. I was like, I know what this is, because this was my favorite game growing up as a kid. This version. And so I told her who they all were and everything. She went, "What are they doing?" She did like, I guess we don't wear Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle shirts around the house.
They gotta watch the movies where they're in the costumes. The best.
Oh man, I love those. Are still the best movies, man.
They're still amazingly good. I don't care anybody.
Amazingly, and they're better than anything that's come out since. They're really good.
Agreed.
The costumes do not look bad at all. They look really good. They don't look goofy or anything.
Don't. They not only acted in those costumes, but they were doing all those moves and flips. That had to be hot. Like it had to be awful. And they did really
good.
Well.
Really good, yeah. But Unmatched is done really well. I like it's pretty solid. The only problem, it's kind of random. I guess they just try to get rights to anything. Random meaning, I mean, you have 4 Buffy the Vampire Slayer characters, which I'm fine with. You have
then they get matter, though. They got all the characters that matter. They got all the characters that matter. Sidekicks are the rest of the important ones if you look at them.
I get Willow's a sidekick and she's in there, but she's a witch, so that's why she gets in there.
Well,
and they have a public domain ones, which are fine too. I like it fine. That's another one I really need to play, but it's gotten across the board. It's gotten rave reviews. I mean, Sit Up, Shut Down loves it. You know, Vassal loves it and everything.
It's a top 5 for me.
Oh, everyone's saying Turtles in Time. Oh, okay. Here's the thing. No. It is the arcade. It's the original one. It's the first one. Now, if Turtles in Time has the same loading screen, then okay. But this is where you press start to select your character on the first one. But it's not Turtles in Time. It's the original Nintendo SNS was a re-implementation of the arcade game. It's the original arcade game. Very good guesses though, but that's what it is. Anyway, Unmatched looks good. That's another one I'd love to play. I'd love to play that one.
And the Kickstarter slayed. Oh my gosh!
I'm sure it did. I mean, it's universally loved. I have Epic Duels, and that's one of the few games my wife will play with me, and that's because she always wins.
Yeah, this one
get dealt the bad hand there.
Yeah, more strategy in this one.
But anyway, so I don't know. I'm kind of just up in the air. Just don't know. So, but what else? What else was I going to tell you? Oh, so one I am not getting. Okay, so folks, you don't know this story, so I don't talk about my board game stuff that much. All right, so on eBay,
Neither.
I bought a board game, the deluxe all-in edition for Merchants of the Dark Road. Why was I interested in Merchants of the Dark Road? The board is a rondelle. I love rondelles. There's dice placement. I love dice placement. The theme looks strong. The artwork looks great. The pieces look great, especially the Kickstarter edition just looked beautiful. So the whole game just looks awesome. And I bought it on eBay, the whole set. Dude waited like 2 weeks. I was like, dude, are you sending? Like after 1 week, I said, when are you sending this? He went, let me check my factory and I'll get back to my warehouse and I'll get back to you. And I didn't know what's going on. So 2 weeks later, a box comes in, a little small package from Amazon. I open it up and it's coin bags for the game. And I was like, okay, the guy probably did an inventory check and realized he didn't have the coin bags as advertised. So he ordered them through Amazon. Well, then when I go to look up the eBay, I said, I bet he shipped that eBay order now. The eBay order is saying delivered today. And I went, no. So I immediately got on there and I said, hey, dude, it did not come. You sent me, Amazon sent me coin bags. You didn't send me jack squat. He's one of those guys who finds stuff on Amazon and then marks the price up on eBay. When you pay him, he charges you for shipping, pockets that money, and orders it on Amazon for you. That it's happened before. I've had some guy, I ordered something and a Sam's Club package came in. I was like, what? The dude, I didn't know Sam's was carrying it, but Sam's online carries it. Sam's in the store doesn't. And I didn't know that. So all he was doing was charging people and pocketing that $20 shipping and then ordering it on Sam's.com and shipping it out to us. Smart, right? So that's what this dude was doing. But unfortunately, he read it wrong, whatever it was. It was not a full all-in deluxe edition. And so I ended up $130 out of pocket. Well, he hemmed and hawed. Are you sure you didn't get it? Can you check with your neighbors? I said, dude, I was home when the guy came in. I was there. Sometimes packages come in multiple packages, so the other ones could be trailing. I said, I said, Amazon, you didn't ship it. Amazon shipped it. Did you have two packages? He went, well, I mean, can you check around to make sure? I was like, you're not going to give this to me. So I reported to eBay. eBay closed the case immediately in his favor, saying, we see the package got delivered. You are rejected. I was like, the packet, he didn't send it to me. And I had video proof. So I sent him a bad review. You were right. He doesn't like bad reviews because he had a perfect review. So he didn't like that bad review. He wanted to remove it. So I eventually got my refund. It took a while, but I eventually got my refund from him. Mm-hmm. And then I thought, well, dang it. For my next trade, Merchants of the Dark Road, Kickstarter Deluxe, I'm going for it. And as I've been looking at other games, it is off my list now. And it moved off my list. Why don't you like it? Do you know about it?
I looked it up when you were telling me about it. And
yeah.
My first instinct was it was a table hog with too many mechanisms that try to work together. It didn't look like it made sense for the theme of the game.
They made it overly complicated for what they needed. And meaning, and you're right on this, meaning that there's like the rondelles within the rondelles, the black market rondelle. When you're there, you have to pay 1 coin to keep moving around. Say, but why? And then the dark forest, the rondelle, where you get something. I was like, I don't know if you need that much. Then you have to bring a partner, a bee, a horse, a badger. Why? Because then you can activate their cards if you get a flaming. Where's a flaming crystal? Oh, you have to sell magic items. How do I get magic? Okay, you can go here to get magic items, or you can flip them over, or you can get this special ability. You can get this to change it and convert it to a, oh my gosh. So I have to get this item, then convert it to a magic item, getting something. Then I have to sell it to them to get the flaming crystal, to put on the, familiar, to have him trigger his one action. and it's not that big of an action. What? Wow! I mean, you talk about meticulous. So that one just. The more I thought about it, the more I was like, you know what? Like I said, I love a rondelle. I love a rondelle, and I love dice placement. And I love the artwork. And I love the pieces, but they just go too finicky. Those games get too smart, and they say, "Oh, we got to throw more tricks in there." No, you don't. No, you don't. Some of the funnest games are some of the simplest ones. Century, Spice Road, Splendor. I still love Splendor.
I can't stand Splendor.
You don't like Splendor? I love Splendor.
I like the Golem one. I like that.
Marvel United is basically, I mean, there's a lot of strategy there, but it's basically a simple game to understand. It's great.
I saw something you might like recently. I don't know.
I'm playing Deep Sea Adventure tomorrow. That's just one of those little pocket games. That's a fun little
box,
game.
The Oink one.
What you? And I got my dice expansion from Gen Con. My buddy finally gave it to me. The little dice promo mini expansion for the game. I'm playing with that for the first time.
Have you seen
Yeah, Splendor's one of those filler games. We actually played to I can't remember what's a win, Kelly. Is it 20? We played at 25. We add it's maybe 15 for a win. We played at 20 or something because we have so much fun. But it is short. I'll be honest though, Cities of Splendor, I don't play with anymore. I didn't think it was awful. I thought the Citadel's module was terrible, but other than that, the rest of it I thought was okay. But we haven't played with Cities of Splendor in so long. But this hater over here doesn't like it. So what's this? Oh yeah. From Etsy, right?
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, I saw that. Etsy even makes different figures for the game. They have a gray Hulk to go with the promo card set, which I'm thinking about buying. I don't know.
Bro.
That gauntlet was really cool. But cool. The other one, they have a Senator Kelly figure. In the game, he's just a token. Do you need a character? Not really, but for $16, you can get one. 15 is standard. You're right, because we go to 20 in our games. That's a house rule. But we just love the game so much. And I don't get I don't do Splendor Duel, Splendor Marvel, even though for Marvel people, I think that's a great idea to do the Infinity Stones. I thought that was brilliant. But it's like when they Disney theme. The only Disney themed game that I wish I had instead of the regular version is what's the Push Your Luck one? They call it Snow White and the Seven Dwarves now. It's called.
I thought you were gonna say Villainous. I was like, no.
Quartz. Quartz is just a draw. It's Push Your Luck drawn out of a bag. Well, they flipped that and gave it a Snow White and the Seven Dwarves, which is just so awesome. Like if I had that game, my wife would play it all the time with me. But Quartz, I don't care. But you can put that Disney, that's a smart Disney theme. Another game that Disney should totally buy the rights to and Disney theme it? Talking about vintage games, Roller Coaster Tycoon. That game was born to be a Disney game. The bidding game and the dice, I mean, that'd be an excellent Magic Kingdom game or something like that. People would go nuts over that game. And you're just re-implementing the mechanics from Roller Coaster Tycoon, which is a fun vintage game.
Mm-hmm.
But like I said, some of the simple stuff is the funnest. Yeah, I'm just glad I had him on the channel so everyone knows he's still alive.
How much did Matt pay you for that?
Jake, I'm just glad that he's here. Well, did I tell you? So I think I told you this. So guys, I got another guy to start playing games with me, and he was introduced to me from this about to be married couple, who's part of my game group. And I said, dude, I'm so glad when they eventually leave, it's gonna be just me and you, brother. He went, oh, I'm moving to Dallas next month, and he's gone now. He said if he ever comes in for a weekend, though, he'll hit me up. But I was like, dang, I just added someone to the gaming group, and he's already gonna be gone.
Told you, man, you won't have that issue in Maryland.
Oh, so did I tell you how the Spartacus game we played a few weeks ago went?
Yeah, you had Theocles get wrecked.
Theocles.
I took
wrecked.
down Theophilus the last time I played. We
Yeah, I
literally
know. We missed this man's reviews. Hey, so watch this. When you coming back, Bernardo?
So here's a couple things I have ready. So I have footage recorded for 18 reviews already recorded, which is crazy to think. They're all folders. They're not edited. A few of them are kind of partial edited. I plan on when I come back. I'm not sure whether I'm going to remove the Wednesday talk videos or not, but it's going to be replaced with the podcast, which I've already got all the elements for. I got all the music produced. I have all the equipment now. You can't really see the mic and setup here, but I have all that ready. So I think my biggest opportunity was I wanted to come back not only stronger, but I think I'm going to set the expectation of doing seasons. That way I can do few months straight of just like an immense abundance amount of content, because I loved doing the October kind of Halloween stuff, but it became so tedious when I did it on Halloween because I did the regular views and then I went straight to doing that. I'd rather do that and then break and then do that again and then break. So it got overwhelming. I kind of dove into being a magician. I have a lot of gigs this year already, which is crazy to think about. I've been performing a lot. But I'm doing some content for a few things. I will be back. I don't have a set date. Part of me is like, oh, I can do it at this time, but then I know I have my cruise coming up. I might throw some stuff out in May, like a good amount of content, take a break for my June. I have a big show I'm a brand manager for, and my cruise kind of the end of May, and then come back. I know I'll be back fully right after that cruise in July. Yeah, so from July on, I should have nothing but consistent content from that point on.
There you go, Jake. There's your answer there, Mr. Magician.
So it's like it's choppy. It's like I could put a video here and there, but like I don't like that.
I'll tell you this.
In a couple weeks. Funny enough.
I'll tell you this though. Games that I would love to play, because I'd love to play them before I pay for them, I guess, because we've talked about this. Tricarion.
I would never buy that until I play it, and I don't even know if I buy it.
Me neither. Has anyone in the chat? I'm assuming you're playing board games, but has anyone in the chat played Tricarion? Well, I love the theme. I love the look, but I'm with you. We've discussed this before. There's something about it. Is it overly complicated, like unnecessarily complicated? Because it seems like it's a little too meticulous.
It's a lot of pieces, yo. It covers so much of the table.
But sometimes, and we've both seen this, the piece, if they move together well, then you don't have a problem.
Mm-hmm.
You haven't. Kelly hasn't heard of that one. Okay. It's kind of like what would you say, the turn of the century magician game?
Yeah, Victorian, building your own Victorian
era. Thank you.
Yeah,
it looks really interesting, and I love the look of it and design. But nah, man, I'm not gonna get that unless I know I gotta play it. Another one. Do you know Santa Maria? It's like you're rolling a die, and whatever die you get, you're doing actions across that row, either vertical or horizontally. Mm-hmm. It's a neat little idea. It's an older game. I see it for sale all the time, and I want to pull the trigger on it, but I'm like, I don't know. It seems simple enough and simple fun, but I just don't know about that one. But I'd like to play that one. And of course, if we're talking about Queen games, I'd like to play Cairo by Dirk. I think it's Dirk Hien. I have a few of his games, I think.
That's the Queen game you want to play. What about Runestones?
Oh, I told, if you are with me, I will play Runestones.
All right. Done.
I don't get it, but I'll always, if you were big on it, so I said I'd play it with you. I would play that with you.
It looks pretty. I'll be honest with you. I've only kind of read through the rules. I've not played it.
You've never played Runestones? Why are you telling me about Runestones?
Because I watched like 5 playthroughs, including Rado's, and I loved it.
Well, Cairo looks interesting. It looks like it's something right up my alley. But again, I gotta play it. I gotta play it first. Oh, I'll tell you another one, and I think I've told you
I
this.
got on sale too.
I'm a huge baseball fan. Huge baseball fan.
No.
But baseball, what's it called? Baseball Highlights 2045. That's a card. That's a deck building game. Not a deck builder fan. Not against it, but not really
I
that
love
for
that.
it. I don't. But everyone says if you love baseball, you'll love this game. If you don't love baseball, you love deck building, you'll love this game. I mean, people are like deck builders, like I don't even like baseball, and this is a great game. And I was like, okay, that's pretty interesting. I've got and like what Eagle Griffin Games has had on sale for like forever. You can get the all-in package for 150, which is a good deal. Usually it's 220. But I'd want to pull the trigger on it. But I need to play it first, and then I got to think of the B. I don't know of anyone who'd play that with me. Now, usually it's a 2-player game, but you can have a 4-player tournament or an 8-player tournament. But who would play that game with me? That's the problem. Yeah. I think I'd love to, and I know you can play solo. I don't play solo, but
that's not a game I'd play. I wouldn't play that.
But that's a game I definitely would love to try out. If anyone has tried out any of these games we're mentioning, by the way, please let us know. There's another one. There's 2 itches I need to scratch from my Stefan failed. I'm not a failed fanatic, but Strasbourg, it's like a bidding game and area control.
Oh, that's weird.
It didn't get. I thought it would get reprinted from Queen Games City Games from Stefan Fail, but it didn't.
It could.
And I just want to play it. It costs way too stinking much. Like even I thought about getting that in a trade, and I was like, that's not worth it. It's not because I could trade for it, but I don't want.
They'll
it.
probably reprint it. To be honest, they'll probably reprint it
because Stefan Fail for me is hit or miss. In fact, I in the trade I gave away 2 of his games. I think in my trade, there's some failed games I just don't have much love for, and got rid of them. But that one, and what's the other one that I wanted to play from him that I haven't yet? Oh, rats! I can't. Oracle of Delphi, which looks interesting, but it's also stinking expensive too. So those would be the 2 ones.
I've played Brass. I've not played Terra Mystica.
What do you think about Brass? A lot of people love Brass. I've played neither, Kelly.
I think Brass I'll play with board gamers. I won't play with non-board gamers.
Okay. Well, I mean, I'm sure it's a pretty depth game. Michael, so what we're talking about is just games I would like to play. We talked about Tricarion. If you play Tricarion, Santa Maria, Cairo by Queen Games, Runestones by Queen Games, Baseball Highlights 2045. If you played any of those games, let me know what you thought about them. I had a buddy of mine. Say what?
Unmatched Return to Dark Tower.
Unmatched Return to Dark Tower. I had a buddy of mine. He just played all versions of Ultimate Railroads and had a blast. Ultimate Railroads is Russian, German, American, and the new one, Asian Railroads, all in one. It's a big box.
You can play it all together?
Yes, they're all together in a big box. I cannot recommend that more because it has all the promos. It has the print and plays and actual token, and nice cardboard printout. It's not paper anymore. I was like, oh my God. And the pieces are so much nicer and the color scheme is much better. I mean, there's no point. And I'm so glad even though I had everything, I bought it just because I wanted Asian Railroads. I thought, I don't know if this will be worth it. Man, that game is just unbelievable. But he's been playing it through this weekend. There it is. Return to Dark Tower is really good. Kelly, would you say it's in your, is it just a really good game or is it like a top 10 game for you? That's what I want to know. Other games I want to play, and you know this because we talk all the time, but Thunder Road Vendetta.
Oh my, yeah. Can I talk?
Yeah. You got to talk about it.
This is coming out. We should be getting it within the next couple of weeks.
How? Scale of 1 to 10, where's your excitement level? 8.
I'm more excited for Thunder Road than I am the expansion for Return to Dark Tower.
Oh,
And that's
Jake likes Return to Dark
because
Tower too. Wow.
so I love Return to Dark Tower, and it's gonna sit higher on the list than Thunder Road, but I think the biggest selling point for me is not only the player count of the game, but how easy that game is to teach and for people to grasp. I don't think Return to Dark Tower is hard per se, but it is an adventure game. You're kind of selling them on that like style. It's like if you did a dungeon crawl, but like one for people that want a more submersive experience. It's really solid. That new Thunder Road is so crazy. Oh my god, like if you think Mad Max, right? Because like the first one you thought Mad Max, but you don't really do anything that indicates Mad Max. It just has vehicles
It
that look
has a
like
feel, and
it's
you're yeah.
they run on a track, but that isn't this one. You're running into stuff, cars are blowing up, you're sliding into oil, and the funniest thing is they created, and they
Well, they
don't call
took
it.
a lot of fan expansions for Thunder Road and implemented them into the game, which I thought was really smart.
Yeah, and they're a lot different, I will say, because I looked at some of the stuff. They made it make sense for their design, but they did something which I call chain links, where one mistake can run into another accident, which can turn into another and then another, and it's just back to back chaos. I love it. I'm excited. That game is
Is
it's
that a
great.
contender to not Return to Dark Tower off the pedestal, or will it? Or
No,
Return to Dark Tower
no,
is solid.
no.
Okay.
I think it could make a top 10. The new Thunder Road. I have to play it
Okay.
with some more people to see like their reactions that are lined up
Yeah.
with mine, because my
I
friends
had
from my
when they
group.
brought out that Kickstarter, I just had the twins. I didn't have the money, but I'm interested to see what you think. Look at that! A lot of love for Return to Dark Tower.
Yeah, confusing that way. Agreed.
Another one I want to play, and you told me about this. You said this was a good game. I believe you played this one. I don't remember. You saw it at least. And it's from the City Collection. I didn't buy this from Queen Games because they wanted way too much for it, but it was, I think, $90 for the standard edition. Marrakesh.
Mm.
You said that one looked really good. I like the tower. I like the idea of the tower. I like the idea of the gameplay looks interesting too. It looks like a really smooth, failed game, but I'm not going to pay that price. I'm just not.
Mm.
So, and Marrakesh, I think, is out now. At least to backers, it's finally out.
They
But
sold it at PAX.
oh, they did. Okay, yeah. So, but I need to play that one. Like I said, it's one I'm bored. Some games I look at and I could see myself playing and going, that's the game for me. And then other games I'm like, I need to look at it. Like Luxor. I had to look at Luxor before I went, yeah, this is my game. Few other ones. Sagrada. I thought Sagrada was garbage. I said, that game looks like it's garbage. And then it was the hotness. And so I played it.
That's
At,
the dye color stained glass thing.
yeah, it was the
I've never
Arizona Game Fair. Oh, it's excellent. It's excellent.
Yeah.
It doesn't look like much. I agree with you. It looks like garbage, but it's so good. It's so good. And every expansion is excellent except for the last one. It's been there, done that. You know, they put a few other little things in there. There's a few extra cards I'd probably put in my deck and play with every time. But other than that, though, they need to stop. I think they are. I don't think they're going to make any more expansions for it. But that last expansion kind of, because every expansion was like, I got to play with this. This is so, it changes the game. Every like the worst titled expansion is the best one, the 5 to 6 player expansion. It does way more than give you 5 to 6 players. It's awesome. I don't play without any of the expansions. And going forward, I could leave the last expansion out and be fine, but I'll throw it in there anyway. So any more word on the Omega Virus reboot? Well, this is the man to ask.
So there is no current updates on this game.
What happened?
I don't know. I
They were all
haven't
gung ho about it, and then they skipped over it and
haven't chatted much about it. I mean,
I want to know about the Fireball. They had one more Fireball Island expansion going. Now I know that they're trying to stack things and they like to finish one project before they do the next. So they're trying to push out Thunder Road.
They're trying to deliver
and
it.
then who knows? Maybe Omega Virus is next. but
I
they
think
push one project out at a time. I can respect that. I can respect that.
yeah.
But give us some updates. Say, hey guys, spring of 2023 or May of 2023, we're going to announce the next big game. And I mean, honestly, I don't think they should do a Kickstarter for Fireball Island, should they? Do they need one?
No.
Are all the expansions readily available? I think, yeah.
Yeah. I think Omega Virus. Yeah, I don't know. I think obviously they
I'd love to see
definitely
what they do with Omega Virus 2. Everyone's talking about Omega Virus. I'd love
yeah
to see what they do with
they're gonna want to they're gonna want to make sure all the other things get delivered. I'd imagine. I know they just did the unmatched thing, but that's kind of like
Oh, true.
they were just trying to see like who would be interested in it, see like what kind of like reception they get because co-op was way different than the competitive, so they weren't sure, and the numbers blew it out of the water, and that's gonna get
Well,
delivered this year. So
they're
it's not.
wildly popular. So I think one more Fireball Island. I understand there'd be no more after that, but go ahead, strike while the iron's hot. Give us put all the swords in the fire. Let's see what comes out. Um, Another one. I don't know if you've heard about this. Anyone in the chat, have you heard about it too? Unsettled. It's a co-op puzzly. It's like a legacy game, I think, where you're going on a planet and you have to explore every time. What I hear is that it's just awesome. Every reviewer says, "Oh, okay." I'm not opposed to legacy games now. Obviously, I'm a huge Time Stories fan. I thought the last expansion was great. Had some really. It had a. Hold on. Is this a spoiler? It's not a spoiler. Not a spoiler here, Time Stories fans.
That sounds like it's almost a spoiler.
No, I'm just going to tell you what type of puzzle it is. I'm not going to tell you the answer or what's going on, but I'm going to tell you the type of puzzle it is. It's a logic puzzle. And we've never seen one like that before. And I took a logic class in high school. I aced it. I'm good at logic puzzles. I'm not good at many puzzles, but I'm good at logic puzzles. I figured it. We got it wrong because we didn't think it all the way through. And I said, guys, let's go back and read that logic puzzle one more time. I need to look at all the pieces. And when we did, we figured it out. I love a logic puzzle. That they put one in there is amazing. Now, there's a few other things that Cavendish Mansion is the newest one, but probably didn't happen to us. I think the rooms inside the mansion move, but we never had them move on us. But I have a feeling the rooms move. I don't know for a fact because we only played one through it once. But well, that is a spoiler. There's a really cool what is it? I've seen another mechanic do this. It's the what was the game? I used to have it and I gave it to a buddy of mine who really loved it. And I said, dude, and no one loves co-op. Here, you can have it. It was a co-op game. Doggone it. The thing is, you roll a die. This was optional, but you rolled a die at the beginning. Get this, Bernardo. If you rolled a 5 and 6, you're okay. You got a bonus or something. If you rolled a 4 and 5, I mean, 3 and 4, nothing happened. If you rolled a 1 or a 2, no one could talk. You can't strategize because you're too far away, you're too distant, so the messages get scrambled, and so you can't talk. And so you're doing this and going.
And that's like escape, right? When you can't talk.
Yeah, it takes away, and they've done that before a little bit in Time Stories, but I love that. I love that about it. But what was the name of that game? Dadgummit, that's going to bother me now.
What about the legacy game that's like has the highest rating of all the legacy games?
What's that?
Pandemic Legacy.
I've never played it. My buddy bought it a long time ago, and then he moved away. I'd play it with him if he ever came back, but
that one
I'd play it. But I don't want to buy that one.
Right near Risk Legacy.
I don't want to buy that one, but Unsettled, I'd like to see. I'd like to see Unsettled. Hold on.
Both recent vintage games that you released to review on the Jump. Any recent vintage games that you haven't?
I can't say because I haven't acquired, Bernardo knows what games I'm looking at. And the only reason I keep these close to my chest because, man, sometimes these are hard to get. So, but I have expanded my vintage list of want list. It's just hard for me to make purchases right now. That's why I'm doing trades right now. Hard for me to make any purchases. What about you, Bernardo?
Vintage games, huh? Excuse me.
I'm
Yeah,
just bored
there
by your
is.
question.
There is. I played a couple of games of Hero Skate. I quite enjoyed that. Um, I'm trying to think of ones that aren't like too.
Yeah, you got a good Hero Skate collection, right?
Yeah, I got
That's
almost
a
all
game
of
I'd
them.
love to play, but it's too expensive to try. I'm a completist. I'd want it all. Why don't they? Hey, I'm sure. I'm sure they've tried to get that. Restoration Games have tried to get Hero Skate.
I'm sure, but Hero Hasbro did a Kickstarter esque thing for it, and it flopped.
Oh,
Um,
you know why? It's Hasbro.
no, it's because they didn't come with painted miniatures. They tried to overprice everything and overcomplicate things. That whole thing was destined to fail. I'm honestly glad it failed, so they learned their lesson. Because the way they did that was just they did dirty on that. They did well with Hero Quest, but like that was just an awful concept of a Kickstarter.
Yeah, that's what Kelly's just saying. Um,
Oh
I'll
yeah,
get
yeah,
to that.
definitely.
I'll get to that question, Michael, in a minute. I will
Ooh,
get to
I got
that
a
one.
good answer for that too.
But there's a few other games I wanted to play before I pay for them. Renegade Games. We both love Renegade Games. Their newest one, Wayfarers of South Tigris. It came out with an expansion. I almost got it, but man, I look at that game. I'm thinking, is it too finicky? I hear it's one of the best ones out there, but that's what they say about every new one that comes out.
Of which one?
Wayfarers of South Tigris, the newest one they did.
Oh
They
yeah,
did an expansion for it actually on Kickstarter.
Jake, this is an answer for you. Here
I
you go.
was There you go, Loop and Louie. I was this close to backing it, but I thought, no, I need to play that one. And then just the other day, some guy listed the entire collection of Viscounts of the West Kingdom, all the expansions, playmat, everything. And that's another game I'm like, I want to pull the trigger on, but every time I look at it, I'm like, is it good? It's on the board. I got to play that game first. I don't. I'll tell you what's holding me back. That you have no choice but to get was it skullduggery, whatever, some evil points and good points, and when they match up, something good or bad can happen. I mean, sure, you have control, meaning what card you play will move you across the board, but there are some people who never want to get debt, who never seems like you can accumulate a lot of debt in that game. There he is. There,
I'm
Lupin
like,
Louie, the classic.
I'm letting you talking, but Lupin Louis, I got a mod from Germany that makes him faster. He goes in reverse.
Yeah,
I
they're all about it in Germany. You said.
added more players. Yeah, it's a big drinking game there. And then to add up to the boost this, John, we got a double Lupin Louis piece that goes in the center. And
Oh
this
my
game
goodness.
is crazy.
Yeah, that's
Like
the
we
great.
turned
That's
the
the yeah, that's the
classic into
version they should bring
something
out to
nuts.
retail.
What was that?
Okay, another one, and this is the thing. I could trade for this straight up with all the expansions, but I want to do it. But the thing is,
Turn it up.
I love Lord of the Rings.
Oh, don't tell me it's the
War of the Ring.
no. Don't buy that
It
crap.
looks beautiful. The artwork is beautiful. The minis are great, but oh my goodness, that game puts me to sleep whenever I watch a playthrough.
The issue with that game,
but I want to love that game. And the thing is, the big if I go to BGG SpringCon this year, which is not looking. I mean, the dude has what 6 days to let me know. But the thing is, though, if I do end up going, I want to play that. I pray that I love it, but I don't think I will.
I just don't think, Kelly. I think for fans of Lord of the Rings, y'all are gonna like it, but I don't think Matt's gonna find a group that is gonna appreciate that game.
You're right. Another one is Western Legends. My whole gaming group keeps telling me to get that.
That game is amazing. Only if you don't just play with the base game. You cannot play with just the base game.
Okay. I mean, I get it. I see it. You can be a sheriff. You can be a gambler. You can be a guy, gold hunter, gold rush guy. I get that, and there's several paths to victory which I should love, but I just don't understand. I just don't understand.
It's the only game you get to be a
Whenever I watch
cowboy.
it play through, it just doesn't come together for me. But I would sit down and play that one. Oh, look at this. Look at this. Top 10 game.
Yeah, I was
Okay.
responding earlier that like I just don't think his group would like it.
So yeah, let me tell you, Kelly, I'm a huge Lord of the Rings fan. Huge. I love the pieces. I love the artwork. I love that it's not connected to Peter Jackson's awful movies. I love the look at that game. Someone needs to put together a better playthrough because every time I watch, I'm like, this looks incredibly difficult, incredibly complicated. It's
is.
probably not. That's why I said I'd give it a shot. But
It's not complicated for people that either one know how to have played it for a long time, but it's terrible to teach people. Trust me, someone tried to teach me and it was awful. So I have played that game, funny enough.
Well, there's one other one. There's one other game. It's called Micro Macro Crime City. Have you heard about this one?
I have it. It's great.
You love it. Okay.
It's good. So
there's
it's
three
a
of them right
game.
now. The third one just came out.
Oh, did it? So I still only have the base. I never got the expansion yet. We still have a couple more to finish, but me and my girl, we play. It's you're kind of just it's like Where's Waldo, but like a more fun.
Where's Waldo, but you're trying to figure out a puzzle. Like we're trying to figure out a mystery. Looking at all the pictures from Where's Waldo. And see, that's the thing. I love Where's Waldo. I love that idea that there's several different cases you're trying to solve by looking at the pictures. And then they have like little mini expansions that show other pictures and let you solve other capers too. I really like the idea. I want to play it once, and I'll probably go ahead and buy it because it does look like it's up my wheelhouse.
It's one of those games where when I finish the game,
but if you watch a playthrough, it solves the crime. So I gotta play it.
Yeah, it's one of those games that when you finish playing it, you can just give it to someone to play, like kind of pass it around to friends because you only really want 2 people max. I would say I wouldn't get 5+. If it says more people could play, I would disagree with it. Because you kind of got to get close to it. I don't think anyone has ridiculous vision like that.
I'll tell you what I would love in trade, but then that would eat up all my trade with it. If they had it. Catan 3D. And then Seafarers and Knights 3D.
Dude, your problem is if you invest, you got to commit.
If they do the last 2, Traders and Barbarians and Explorers and Pirates.
They're going to.
If they do that, done. I'll eventually have to sell a car.
Yeah.
It's called Micro Macro Crime City. Check it out. It looks interesting.
It's fun. It's a lot of fun.
Looks interesting.
But
regardless of that, I mean, those Catan 3Ds, I don't need that. But oh my gosh, that looks so beautiful, and I love Catan. It is not worth.
I don't have Seafarers yet.
Say what?
I don't have Seafarers yet. I'm getting it in a couple weeks because I need it before April 20th because my brother comes down and we are freaking playing that. It's gonna be awesome.
Wow, I cannot wait. You should live stream that.
I can't do that. Just because their language is a little off the cuff.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, plus y'all play buck naked during games.
He's from Texas, so I'll just throw that out there.
Hey, so here's another. And folks, tell me in the chat, why on earth would I want Viticulture World? I love Viticulture. That's a top 5 game for me, probably. Not even top 10. It's top 5.
I've never
probably.
played it. I just
Viticulture World is the co-op version. It looks like garbage. It looks like garbage. It does not look interesting at all. My group hates co-op games. I traded away a lot of co-ops that hurt my feelings, but I didn't get them. I didn't get rid of them all. I did keep some that were near and dear, but I had to cut off a piece of me and get rid of 3 co-ops or so.
There's a couple I like.
But I don't want a Viticulture co-op. I just don't want it, and it doesn't look like it brings anything to the table. I understand they go from easy to hard packs and whatnot, but it just doesn't seem that interesting to me. But anyway, all right. So Michael asked, I don't know if he's still here, but Michael asked about, it's not that heavy. I don't feel it's that
Oh,
heavy.
box is heavy.
Oh, the box is. I don't feel the game. I think it's regular worker placement. I play with the Essentials Edition,
It's a little
custom
dry
as a
for me.
must. And I'll tell you this, Michael. The what's it called? The abacorial, the one you can get
The
apples, oil, and cheese from, or the cheese. You age the cheese or whatnot. It's abacorial. I haven't had that expansion. I went back and found that. I love everything about this game. I love it. It is a fantastic game.
Yeah.
It is not. Well, I mean, I like Twilight Imperium 4, and that's pretty. Oh no! Here, guess we got Masters of the Universe in.
Guess who's painting it, baby? Let's go. All right, I'm good. No,
Wow.
Master of the Universe, all in. Simon, let's go.
Yeah, I can't see it. I mean, did you see it? Have y'all seen this Viticulture World? It came out like earlier this year or last year. I can't remember. I was interested. I was like, okay, but co-op, I was like, and then I looked at it, I was like, why? I mean, it's supposed to be thematic to whatever era or land you're playing in, but I don't care about that.
What shit? Oh, you got it? You backed it, or you just heard that
Did you
it's
back it? Did you get it too? Bernardo's painting it. My buddy who doesn't even love games showed me that. He went, "Are you getting this?" I went, "I'm not a He-Man fan." He went, "Dude, I almost backed this. I don't even like board games. I almost backed this."
I'm
Oh,
almost
here you
done.
go. Here you go. Of course, you got the two important ones first there. That's a
I'm
good
almost well. Here's the fun thing. I learned my lesson. So I did He-Man, but I also did like all the other He-Mans, like him on Battle Cat and stuff like that.
Oh, look at that!
Yeah, I'm getting there. I got a Castle Grayskull drying in the garage. Yes, good job, Kelly. It's awesome.
Have you? When are you playing it?
So I did a run through from the AI already. I like it a lot. I think I'm gonna like it more when I can be the bad guy and my brothers can be the hero.
There you go.
That's
Boy,
gonna make
April 20th. It can't come here fast enough for you then.
I'll tell you what, it might be the one weekend where I played the most games I've ever played in my life.
All right, so Michael may be gone. No, he's still here. All right, so to answer his question, Kickstarters. We obviously the one that we're both looking forward to is Zombies Museum of Weird.
Let's look. Yeah, right.
That's coming out in 2024 now.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
I don't know. I hope not.
Kelly, I love Kelly, Carrie, but Carrie didn't realize they were not started on production because they didn't even have the molds, and she's been sitting there for a whole year. How do you not know that? I love her, but that's just ridiculous. So, I mean, eventually that game's going to come out. It's going to have our beautiful faces on there. It's going to be a ton of fun, I'm sure.
Well, mine, you're not in it, right? Your kids are in it, right?
Oh, my kids are in it. Yeah. Actually, I can pull up their card if you want to see a preview.
I can pull up mine too. I think I have all of them.
Pull up your card. We'll pull up our cards and let them see it. There's the girl's card. Hold on just a second.
Oh wow, you got it like that quick. All right, but
well, I mean, I have it. I mean, I don't have anything else to look at the game, but oh geez, can I blow this up? It's so small and tiny. Okay, blew it up a little bit there. Hopefully that'll. All right, let me share.
I'll delete it.
There it is. And that's when they were 2 years old. They're 3 now. So their hair is a lot longer, but yeah, Siamese twins. Item. Take this action turn, pay a brain, because the brains are part of the items this time, to repeat the action. So you can basically do 2 actions back to back. Take 2 turns. That's probably worded wrong. I should say 2 turns, but I wrote it. So but you get to take 2 turns back to back, as long as you're paying brains. I don't like cards that are too powerful. But those are my girls. My wife was the one who said, because I just backed the base game. And she went, No, you got to get the girls a card. I was like, all right. Well, now the new twins are born. The new twins weren't even around in the picture when this thing got funded. So eventually, the new twins are going to have their own. I'll never get my own card again,
No, you
unless I
could be
think
in
somebody
there
gives it to me.
holding them, or they could be eating you in the
But
card.
anyway, so
Dude,
that would
there's
be one.
here,
Another one,
still
Michael,
have
I
photos?
did back on Games Found Foundations of Rome. It suckered me in. It looks like a better version of Big City. Oh, by the way, Big City gone from the collection. That's a big one I gave away. Um, but Big City has a runaway leader problem, and it's really bad. And at the end, everyone buys they save the smaller buildings for last, and so everyone's just getting 1 point every round until the end. So the last 7 rounds are just garbage. So that game has some serious issues, but Foundations of Rome looks a little bit better and different. And so I like that. Hey, Brennan, how's it going?
Yo, where did they give you the card from? Was it email?
Yeah, I saved it a long time ago, but yeah,
I saved
it
mine
was
a
a
long time
dude.
ago. I have so many
I mean, you
photos.
gotta think this was like a year ago
Yeah, I got so many photos. That's so
or
different.
so. And
Mine's
then
just
the other one, no, I backed 2 other ones. Never mind. I thought I backed one other one. I'm a sucker for Marvel United. Bernardo
hard to
sat
do
there
that.
and laughed at me, but that Galactus Chubby was calling my name. I'm a sucker. I admit it. And I went all friggin' in for the multiverse. I
God.
don't think it's. I think it is the weakest of the three
Hmm.
Kickstarters, but it does have some solid stuff in it.
But yeah,
Some
what character?
really
What character you know in it?
here. I know tons of characters in there, but hold on. Let me. Do you have your multi universe? All right. So
Well,
I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna go on. Hold on. I'm gonna share my screen too, because this is
ooh.
what the kids do these days. They share their screen when they talk about these stupid um,
Back in my day.
back in my day. Where is it? Marvel United See My Kickstarter. There we go. So here we are at the Kickstarter,
Mhm.
and just look at it. The multi-universe pledge. Not too happy about that one. That one looks like teetotal garbage, but it does have the Wrecking Crew, which I am a fan of the Wrecking Crew, and I was like, okay, that's interesting, kind of worth getting. Oh wait, where's the other one? Okay, maybe show up later. So then you look at some of the characters they have here.
Alright,
All
cool.
right, Corsair, I and Black Knight, I know, but they're not popular to me. Chode, no idea. No, I think I do. Never mind. I think he was a toy in the 90s. My little brothers had him. Songbird, no idea. Hesba, no idea. Cyborg Spider Man, no idea. Patriot, I do know about. Raza, I do know about. I don't care about them. M, I do not know. Cypher, I do not know. Chamber, I know. So I'm happy to see Chamber. Captain Britain, Betsy, no, thank you. Speed, no, I know who it is. Don't care. Aurora, she is Alpha Flight. So yes, I am kind of a geek about Alpha Flight. Husk, I do not know. Leandra, I don't know. Havoc from X Factor, that's fine. I don't mind. Elsa Bloodstone, don't know. Kid Loki, don't know. Wicked, don't, I mean, know who he is, but don't care. Siren, good pick. Captain America, my wife's going to make me throw that one away because she hates that Falcon is Captain America. Wong, don't care. Megan, don't know. Deathlock, pretty good one. That Ghost Rider, they already have a Ghost Rider, but this is Johnny Blaze. That was pretty good. I will. And Man Thing, I do know. That was fun too. Agent Venom, everyone kept asking for. Don't know, don't care. Don't know about Stature or, oh no, Werewolf by Night. I love the show, so that's fine, but it's just a friggin' werewolf. And then Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur. Have zero idea who that is, but it's a T Rex, so why not? Um, Let me see that first row of anti-heroes, U.S. Agent, the one I'm most excited about. I know Dakin and Darkchild. The next one, not excited. Well, Ursa Major, maybe. No, none of them. None of them. Don't care. Third row, I know who Red Guardian is. I know who White Widow is. Don't care. Moonstone, I was kind of excited to see. Villains, first row. I know them all. Chameleon, maybe out of those three. The next one, Absorbing Man, Abomination. I love both of those. Crossbones, I guess. I don't know the other. I mean, I know the story behind Iron Patriot, but don't know. The next one, Hobgoblin, fell out of my chair when they announced that one. Love Hobgoblin. High Evolutionary, I know, but don't care. Enchantress, good pick. The other two, don't know. Mole Man, I thought Mole Man would come in a lot earlier. He wasn't. Mole Man, Lizard are great. I know who Purple Man is. I also don't care about him. And then Shocker, which they did release a mini for him now, and Shocker was a good one too. I think they just did that because fans were really asking for him. But anyway, then you got this awesome thing. That's the thing that sold me. I was like, holy cow.
That's the best part of that whole thing.
And they saved it for last. It's great. I loved it. It looks great. I don't care about you. I don't know who you are. And then here's the other stuff. Okay, War Hulk. That's interesting. My buddy who loves Hulk, he doesn't like board games. He'll play that with me. He'll probably, look out. He'll probably end up loving Hulk too. I mean, the game. War of Kings, that's the Inhumans. I know who they are, I guess. Age of Apocalypse, I know the storyline. Not big for me. I did go all in on this. Civil War, I'm kind of torn about this. There's a few minis I like, some that I don't care about. Secret Invasion is the original Nick Fury, which I was kind of happy to see. In the scrolls are really cool too. You could sub them in with the Fantastic Four. So I'm semi excited about that one. Annihilation, I know the characters, I just don't care. Maximum Carnage is one of the best ones in there.
Finally found it.
Maximum Carnage is so worth it. That's so good. Pets, do not know why, but I got it. Campaign decks, I do like that idea. That'll be interesting to see. Team decks for promo 2, that's an interesting idea. Love to see. And those are the exclusives. Iron Spider, probably out of all those, is the one I'm most excited. And then this one, totally forgot about Fing Fang Foom, but why not? Another giant villain there.
Your wife loves this game, right?
So my wife does love this game. It pissed her off that she couldn't beat it took so long to beat Thanos. So she'll play this with me, actually.
Will she still?
Yeah. Well, did she play X-Men with me? I can't remember.
I found my card. Yo, it took me forever. Ha! Look at your boy.
Oh, whoa, let me look at that. Yeah, looking good.
It look alike to me.
Just think, if you had your channel still, they'd understand the significance of that.
Voltron.
And the other one, I did it. I'm sorry, I backed the Dice Tower. I don't even like the Dice Tower, but I want to get those. I'm all in for a penny, in for a pound. Got to get those Marvel United promos. And there was another promo of a game I had that I was like, okay, that was in that same one. I can't remember if it was the Runes of Arnak or something, but I was like, why not? But mainly for the Marvel Uniteds. That's why I got it. I'm a sucker.
This is the Kickstarter I'm excited for. Necromolds expansion.
Necromolds. But that's it. And he's gone now, so I'm sorry, Mike. You missed the end of that. I'm not going to Gen Con. I'd love to. I just can't. Not until my kids get older. Bernardo, are you Gen Con bound?
No.
Jake, the closest thing to me is Dallas, and BGG Spring Con is usually my jam. But ever since I've had kids, it just hasn't happened. And
PAX Unplugged for me only.
I'd love to go back. I'm trying to go back this year, but it may not happen. I don't know what that one is.
Iridia. No, I'm not familiar.
Look it up.
Necromolds, Thunder Road. I think those are the main ones.
There we go. I'm looking up.
DC deck building.
Here we go. I'm going to share again since he said that. Got to run.
Necromolds expansion.
Necromolds expansion?
I know. Yeah, that's the expansion, Joe.
Oh,
It's nice. It's nice. That game's a ton.
Okay, here's the thing. Have you played Zaya? Legends of the Drift, I think is what it's called, right? Something. I mean, it's okay, but Kelly, to me, it seemed There's a lot of rules, man. There's a lot of rules. Oh, if you go into a yellow, it means this. You go into orange, it means this. Blue means this. If you go to a pink space, it's this. I'm like, I played it and I thought this is okay, but for me, it felt a little clunky. I'd play it again. Oh, look, you can late pledge to this.
How many Kickstarters does Kickstarter
But
app
what
say
is
you
this?
back?
Look at this. Oh my.
You hear me, Matt? Oh, that looks up your alley. I'm sorry to hear that.
It does a little bit, but hold on, let me see what it is. Look at them minis though. Don't know.
Matt, how many Kickstarters does it say you've backed? You
Oh,
beat me?
like how many do I have open right now?
No, how many have you backed total? I know the app tells you. I don't know.
Not as many as you.
I don't know. I'd be curious. You got the app on your phone?
Woo! Necromo is also top 10. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18. Nope, hold on. 20, 22, 24.
Hey, if you look at the top on the app, it says backed and then the number.
40. Oh, it does? 30.
Ooh. I got 61.
I told you have more than double.
Hey,
yeah. How's that Plague game that you ranted about years ago?
Plague?
Yeah, they're driving around a wagon. Someone has.
Oh yeah. Bristol, something.
1348 or whatever.
They have a new thing that just funded called Hollywood 1947, which are making.
I saw that. It looked interesting.
Yeah, I like the Bristol game. It's a pressure luck game.
There you go.
Oh,
hey,
wow.
Call him when you break a century, okay?
Woo.
Boom.
That's a big one. That's a big number. Nice. That's awesome. I will say this though, that does not include my game found. With game found, I might be at like 75.
Game found, you're not going to see many. 3, 4 on game found maybe. I'm trying to think. The 2 Gray Fox games definitely. The one I'm backing now. I want to say I did another one, but I can't remember.
Yeah, I think all but like one of mine is not board games.
All of mine were board games.
All but 2 are not board games.
Or they were, for YouTube seasons, but you got swag for it. But the thing that I watched Board Game Geek's Top 100 recently.
I hated it last year.
I mean, not Board Game Geek. Excuse me, Dice Towers.
Yeah. I saw theirs last year. I didn't like it.
Yeah, man, they talk about all these exclusive games that they have, but no one else has, or games that are over in Europe they got, or games they got through Kickstarter that aren't out yet. And it's almost like they're bragging. I get it. You want to show off what the have and have nots. I get it, but then they make fun of the people's choice.
I feel like BGG's list every time I see it. It's just like the top 100 games on BGG.
And they only like what's hot. I mean, yeah, it's all the hotness they're all about. I mean, I get it. A lot of people are like that. That's why I rank my games. A new game gets ranked as low as I can because I feel like Cult of the New, right? You have this game, you love it, and then it just falls. And then
for all except the Ninja game, which I can't remember off the top. I always know that name, but I can't. Your Ninja game was freaking high when that came out. You just couldn't put it low.
What game was that? Yato?
Yeah. That thing came out.
Yato is still probably around a top 10 game for me.
Yeah.
You would love that game. That is it's not that hard because it's all worker spaces. It's just there's not that many spaces. So you got to plan out everything. Oh, you know what? Yeah, they're big on the Flamecraft. Okay, so Flamecraft is about to come back in stock.
Is that card kind of artsy, kind of watercolor look?
I believe Flamecraft is the Dragon worker placement game. Well, hold on.
Looks like water.
Now you got me doubting myself. I think that's what it is. Because I looked at that just today. Oh yeah, Flamecraft board game.
Right? Is the watercolor artwork, right? Am I tripping?
Here, we're gonna bring this up. Kelly's just driving the conversation here.
Heck yeah. Nice.
He's like, I've been waiting for you to talk about board games forever, man. You talk about Star Wars all the time.
Matt's talking about Matt ain't even watching.
Why would you want 40 people listening to you when you can have 4?
You watching
All right.
Mandalorian?
No, not new canon
See,
stuff. All right,
how's
look
he a
at this.
Star
Look at
Wars?
this. Look at that swag. Look at that gold coin. Look at them
Oh, look at
dragons.
the little dragon. Yeah, see, I was right. The watercolor looking box. No, I wasn't tripping.
Oh, okay. Looks.
It has a lot of hype around it, but that's
Where's
what
it? Just
scares me.
here.
The pieces don't excite me that much. It reminds me of it's
Well, I
€2.
mean, it looks
€2
neat. I'll be honest, it looks neat.
€2 for your boy.
Where's just people playing the stupid game? Why don't I don't know. I need to look at what is this, the back of the box?
Just get Dwellings at Eldervale. They're like bigger dragons.
See that right there turns me off of it right there.
What?
That does
Meeples?
not look good.
Oh.
I don't know. You know what
That's
though?
the same thing about Time Stories and Legacy games, so he'll come around one day. He'll have his Return to Dark Tower like the rest of us.
Yeah, I understand that, man. We want to do more board game stuff, but that's why only 2 people watch. If you want something with dragons,
because Matt does it when everybody's asleep,
here,
including his kids.
If you want something with dragons, might I suggest this game? And now that looks like a bird. Bird. It looks like a bird on there. This is the worst cover in the world, but it is How to Train Your Dragon, the board game, and the artwork
looks like
is
Game
amazing.
of Thrones, the new one.
Worker placement, but the placements are some of the same on the board, but you play these tiles that have different spaces that are only limited. They'll go away soon, so you got to play. You got to go back and forth. The main board doesn't have all the great ones. And if you can find the expansion, it's not necessary, but it is fun. The expansion is. You'll pay a little bit more for the expansion than you would for the game, but find someone on Board Game Geek who has them both. This is probably moving up. This is probably a top 20 game for me now.
Really? Let me see the back. Let me see the back. What them pieces look like? I don't know what it looks like.
Well, the artwork. Now, I'll be honest. They're acrylic. They're acrylic pieces. Not a fan of acrylic.
Why not?
Just not. But they have wooden. For some reason, they have wooden goodies. That's the meat. That's the veggie.
Too much wood. Oh, I like that they put stickers on them. They need to do that.
The leaks from Big Blocky Chunks. But hold on. The artwork. Where's the dragons? Oh, there they are. Okay. Oh, man, I'm going to have to get this out. All right.
It's the game pieces I care about.
Check out this mad artwork for dragons. I mean, this game is just because you can have as many dragons as you want. And here we go. I'm getting rid of you for a minute so everyone can see this. Ooh. Look at that. Oh, that's the same one. But dragons can be different. They do different things. I must have this upside down.
Do we got dragon minis in this? I'm gonna look
No, we don't. Well, we have the dragon pieces, yes. But you're using these dragons can be used as bonus actions. And you can have as many as you want. You can power them up too. And to help out your game. This game is such a smart game. Oh my gosh, this is a beautiful game. And I don't know. I mean, if I didn't have so many just great games already, it'd be a top 10 game. But right now, I think probably top 20. Just because there's so many great. What you got here?
It's a little Euro-y for your boy.
It is not.
Really?
It looks busy. It's simple worker placement. But the special thing about it is these tiles that come out on the board played by other players that you want to put out there because you want to take advantage of them, but watch out because other people will also take advantage of them, and then that worker space will go away. So it's a balancing act. And I have everything for it. I have everything. There's a promo pack for it. I love it all. I play with it all. I think this game is bonkers good. Um, I think you would love it. Check it out. I think you would love it. I really do think the game is bonkers good, and it's not that tough.
You
It's
played this
medium.
one. You have this one,
Wait,
Matt.
Dragonlance. Yeah. Okay. So here's the thing with Dragonlance. I'm gonna give it a pass. It's a vintage game. I like it. It's a good battle game. The only unfortunate thing is the production value. Why am I getting on to what that thing came out in what 88, 89 or something? I mean, so it's hard to come down the production value, but those little stacking cloud pieces, dude, if you got to push it from the bottom, and even then it could still topple over. So they needed to make better locking pieces. And other than that, and then I don't know. Other than that, the game is okay. It's a battle game. It's a simple battle game, but the pieces look great. I just wish the production value was there. That I don't know where that would rank on my vintage game list. Although I can tell you actually where I actually did rank my vintage games. I did this year, didn't I?
Yeah, you did it with Mark. Well,
That's
it
right.
was
Where
last
did
year, right?
Dragonlance in? Let me see. Hold
It was
on. Is
last
this the
year,
right
wasn't
one?
it?
Yeah, we just did it last year. So let me find out where Dragonlance went.
Yeah. I think the
It's
end of
number 18. Never mind. It's a top 20 game for me still. I have fun when I play it. I have fun with it. Now, of course, it was a little cult. It made it to number 8 my first year on my list.
Mm-hmm.
So it dropped about 10 spots, but still a good game. It's a battle game, though. It's expensive. It's not worth that much. It shouldn't be worth that much.
It's no
Whatever.
Buck Rogers.
Man, Bucker, have you gotten that game?
No, I haven't.
Dude, I'm telling you, I think that game is bonkers. Now, the only problem, the reason it fell down this year when we played it, we both made a stupid move to put both of our leaders on the same planet, and for some reason we didn't realize that, and so immediately the game ended because I moved and attacked his leader and he won, and that was the game.
That's funny.
And I was like, well, and it took us more time to set it up than to play it. And so it failed for that one reason. But that is no okay. You do have Buck Rogers. Yeah. That's the one where all the planets are moving around. It's so smart because some planets are closer to others on certain times where others. I've never seen that mechanic in a board game before, Kelly. They should put, and I don't know why. It's a smart mechanic. It is so good. I mean, I don't even care for Buck Rogers, but that game is awesome. That game is so good because you're waiting for the moons to align before you can go ahead and they live.
Did you get? I was seeing a scene. Did you get this, Kelly? They live. I didn't
knew
back
because
it.
of consume.
I didn't back it. I had to get it secondary. I have not played it yet. I plan on playing that as well in April because they are big. They live fans. But the game mechanics really cool. I love that when you put the glasses on, the game changes. It is pretty sick in that aspect.
He didn't have it.
Gotcha.
But he asked, have you ever played Merchants of Venus? I know about the game. No, I have not.
Not familiar.
Let me ask you, there's another one my brother brought to me. He plays some games too. He played Alien Frontiers. Alien Frontiers is roll and allocate those dice placement, and it's fun. It's fun. I can on the trade get a big box, like everything. That thing is super expensive because it went out of print back in 2018 when it
What
came
is it
out.
called?
Alien Frontiers.
Alien.
And it's dice placement. You roll and then you place at the die. It's fun. Me and my brother played it. We had a good time.
Let's look at the big box. We don't look at little.
He just has the base game.
Oh,
It's been reprinted several times. The reprint, the 5th edition, is out right now. But I went back and forth, but I just feel that overall, I probably wouldn't enjoy. I would enjoy the game. I did enjoy playing the game with my brother, but overall, I don't know if I'd enjoy it.
This thing?
It's at don't here. Let's see. Yeah, it's actually pretty fun.
Huh.
But you're right. That planet, the board does not look good. You got to do area control there. And I'm not much for area control, but I get it.
Yeah,
You
I
need
mean, Terraforming Mars looks ugly too, but like people love that game.
Let me ask you this: what is the ugliest game that you have that's actually really good? I can think of two off the top of my head. Um, I just played one this weekend. Master Builder. Master Builder has some of the ugliest art in the world. The cover looks like garbage. The game sells for like $2 to $5. I mean, you can get this game for pennies on the dollar, and that game is solid. We played it last night. My nephew and I did, and had a great time. What was it? Oh, and the Food Chain Magnet. So ugly.
What? I like that art.
The board, the
I like
grid
the art to that.
gridboard tiles. Those are ugly.
You
I
know,
like the artwork, the old whatever 50s style.
artwork
My
matters.
wife was interested in playing it
I
just by
love
looking
the
at the
game.
artwork. She went, "I may play this game." I said, "You would hate this game."
The
Shoot,
art
the thing is, do you have the expansion for that
for what?
for Food Chain Magnet?
I don't own it. I only got to mess around with it. I didn't get to. I
You
don't own it.
When you have the expansion, you should play with the expansion because if you don't, advertising is really the whoever controls the advertising will win the game.
So heavy for my
The
group.
expansion busts up. Doesn't make advertising the necessary thing, and I
Cloaking.
love that. But unfortunately, I mean, you talk
Bad.
about table hog. That is probably the biggest table hog I have is Food Chain Magnet because when you put the expansion in there, oh my gosh, hold on tight. But you have to put it in there, or else advertising someone can run away with it.
I don't. I can't think of a game that's ugly that I actively play, but I have a game that's ugly I own that I'm assuming is fun because Matt recommended it, so it better be fun. It looks fun, and that's called Thrash and Roll.
Have you not played it?
I have not, but I listened to that soundtrack and that thing's bomb, yo. It's
I
pretty good.
played Thrash and Roll this weekend.
Did you?
Yep.
Damn. How was it?
It was great. I beat my nephew. I rarely beat my nephew, and he had a pretty good lead. We went touring with Turbo like twice. Do you know that game's gotten reprinted and I didn't even know it?
Thrash and Roll?
Yes.
No, it hasn't. No.
Yes, it has. Thrash and Dice,
That's
Assassin's
a
Edition.
that's the dice roll game. That's different.
That no, Thrash and Roll. It's the same game. I looked it up. It just re-implements Thrash and Roll. I thought it was like a card-driven game or something like that, but it is actually a reskin of the game. I looked up Cloak and Dagger. Are you saying the older game with like the ghost in it? That looks kind of neat. I do not the one from 1984.
They could do this, but they couldn't do the expansion that we never got. Oh, the art on this looks a little cleaner, honestly.
Was that
Thrashing Dice Assassin Edition.
Master Spy? Yeah, from the 80s. Okay, got it. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I haven't played any vintage games this year, but like I told Bernardo, when school gets out, my little nephew's going to come over. Both of them are going to come over, and my niece, and we do a whole day of board games. And when it's them, I can get 30 games played, 20 to 30 games, vintage games played with them in a single day. So I can easily shoot through. So I'll probably do that. I play some of the low hanging fruit, the simple games with them, and then the little bit more vintage complex I play when with my older gaming group. But by the time that comes around, I've only got like 30 more games left or something. 30 to 40 more games left to play. My wife will play some of those too. So I always get all my vintage games played. But I try to play through all my entire game. But that's the other thing. I did try to. I don't know how many games you have. If you guys want to let me know in the chat. Mine was at 250, and the goal is to get it down to 200. And after this trade, I'm at 205. So I'm pretty close. Now, wait, Matt, didn't you say you traded 50 plus games? Yes, but they weren't all. Some of them were old editions of games I had. Some of them were other,
I keep
I
telling him he
combined
needs to
Rhino
join the dark
Hero and Rhino Hero Super Battle. I just got rid of Rhino Hero because I figured I'll never play it again.
Oh, I thought
Super
you got rid of
Rhino
Super Battle.
Rhino
That's
Hero Super Battle is the game you
I got
need.
2 copies, so it goes higher.
That's awesome. Well, if I ever use all the my one copy, I'll buy a second one. But
Yeah.
Rhino Hero, I'm just not going to play anymore. Super Battle is just way better. It's way more complex. So Rhino, but I combined them on my list. Well, I got rid of Rhino Hero. So stuff like that.
You need the Giant Edition. If they did a Giant Super Battle, I'd buy it.
I played the Giant Edition, and the Giant Edition is fantastic. It costs $100 for the Giant Edition, and I'll be
You need a
honest.
stool, though.
I'll be honest. That wooden Rhino Hero is this big. It's a chunk of wood, and those things are like wooden planks. I mean, it's definitely worth the money.
But you need a ladder to play. You
But
need
you need a ladder to play. You got to go outside.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it'd be a phenomenal game. But I don't know. Maybe I'm not against getting the giant size version.
I just have to rethink it.
Yeah. Oh, that's the other thing. I let go of my last 3M game.
Mr. President?
Yeah.
Why?
I'm just not going to play it anymore. I got Campaign Trail. The new one and the old one. I'm keeping the one by GDW Games, even though that game is crap pieces. There's something charming about it. But Campaign Trail, that's actually pretty solid. That's my go-to electoral
Was that the Kickstarter
game.
one that you had
Even though that 3M game, Mr. President, where you're putting things in a ballot box, that's really neat. I like the idea, but the other stuff, the advertisement, you have to house rule that because it's never worth advertising. The rest of the rules are kind of pasted in there. And again, I'm not knocking anyone who loves 3M games, but I slowly over time, I've gotten rid of them all. And I've kept on to Mr. President because I think it's so good, and it's one of the cheapest ones out there, and it's still good. But when Campaign Trail entered my collection, the new version, I went because the old version was fun too, but the new version came in. I was like, ooh, this is a deal breaker. I got to get this game. I had to have it. So that one, which I think is a phenomenal game, has finally replaced my last 3M game. I'm trying to think, did I even rank? Yeah, it was a great game. Some of the best games I got last year. It wasn't the best game I got last year. Did you ever get the Magnificent? Ooh, that was the game for 2022 for me.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, man.
Yeah.
I mean, the game, hold on. I may still have it right here. Yeah, here it is. Woo! That is a fun game. It doesn't
You got
look
it on sale, right?
But it is awesome. It is awesome. You would have to play this game with me, and the first couple of moves you'd be like, okay, and then suddenly it all clicks. You're like, yo, this is super puzzly, super. Because what dice? There's 3 color dice. Whatever color dice you get, you can do multiple actions with, but it has to be for that color. Are you getting tents? Are you getting, which is a kind of a Tetrisy puzzle game on your thing? Are you moving the caravan to get more coins, posters, whatnot, special tents? Or are you putting on a great performance? Because if you get dice of the same color, they compound the action. So if you got an orange 6 and then an orange 4, on your next turn you have a power of 10 instead of just 4. But you got to watch it because you got to pay that money out of which one was the highest. So what you want to do if you only got 10, if you want to try to spread the love of those dice. Oh man, there's so much going on with this game. That's not even the half of it. What a great game. Magnificent. It's magnificent. That was the best game. What was the best game you played last year? Best game I played this year. I just did a review of it yesterday. Murano. Holy cow. Giant Rondale. Why did I pass this up for so long? Murano's great.
Dang, best game I played last year was Cthulhu Wars. No contest, I don't think.
No.
No, I got Street Fighter last year too. No, this is bad. No, I got Dark Tower last year. Of course it's that.
Man, Murano is the best one that I've gotten so far. It's the newest one in my collection, of course, but oh, that game was so good. That game was so good. I was so happy about that game. And then probably, and it's sad because Bot Factory by Eagle Griffin Games. Crazy good. That's a new game. And there was a deal on it. I got it. And I'm so happy I did. That's a really good one, too. If I didn't have Murano, that'd probably be it. I'm trying to look over my collection, see what else. Oh, I got, I think I've done reviews for all these. Messino 1347, solid one. Right now, I'd probably put that 3. I went back and forth forever on getting that one because that is a little bit too Europe-y, but it was enough to where I got it. I told you about this one. That Stefan Fell game I thought was too mean. Someone told me, no, you should get it. It's good. In the Year of the Dragon. That'd probably be number 4 there.
Cool name.
That's a very fun game. And yes, it does penalize you on certain stuff, but you're going to lose people. You just need to accept it and move on. Get over your darn self. I haven't done a review for it yet, I don't think, but one is coming out, I believe. Rockwell. Or have I done that? I can't remember. Secret of Monte Cristo, too, and I think I did that one. That's one I've always wanted to get. That one was a really good one. Those marbles are big and chunky.
If for whatever reason you don't buy Return to Dark Tower because you're crazy, you better get, and you decide to get a bunch of little games, get Terra Below in that group. You got to get it. You got to get it. You're going to love it.
And probably the weakest one, even though it's a little, I say it's a little unfair, it deserves what it got. The weakest one right now that I've gotten new to my collection is Amsterdam from Queen Games.
Yeah, it's because of the company.
This week, I finally got my replacement pieces. I got the game last year, and I couldn't play with Green Player because I was missing boats. So I'll have to give it. I do love the mechanism about it. I do love the little turning wheel for the dice and when they get released. So I need to play it again, but I was just very disappointed. We could only play with 3 players. I couldn't play with 4. I only played that game twice doing the review. Usually I like to play a little bit more than that. Well, 2 or 3, but it just pissed me off that we couldn't play Green Player. And I had to only do 3. 4 is probably where the sweet spot is, but I don't know.
A game I would like to play, but I know I'll never own it because I don't think I would ever find a group that would enjoy it, would be Fresco. No
one would like Fresco. Fresco's great.
I think the mechanism seems really interesting, so I'd like to play it.
There's nothing to it. It's simple.
But
if you're playing just the base game,
pieces are off. There's so many, yo. That box is huge.
Well, if you get the designer's edition, that thing is really big. But that thing's a lot of that game is a lot of fun. But I'll talk to you about this off. We're just rambling now. I'm gonna end it. We went over an hour. Wow. For Vintage Voltron. Hey guys, thanks for coming on to Vintage Voltron. Thanks for not watching us. We'll be back with another boring edition.